Okay, so now I'd like to see you hit a few putts, and I just want to check and see what your alignment and setup and basically what your stroke look like, and just kind of see how everything comes together. Good. Okay. Okay, that's okay. The only thing I notice really is, I mean, your stroke looks really good. I think your setup is good. Your setup square to your target, and alignment and everything looks good. I would say that you definitely lift your head just a little bit early. It's not really that big of a factor, but I definitely think if you kept your head down maybe a little bit longer, it might help you, as far as getting your club or getting the putter on the right path and keeping the ball on the right line as well.
Okay.
So let me see you hit a couple more here, and I'm just gonna place my hand on your head, and I want you to keep it down. Good. And did you feel that?
There's a more solid stroke.
Yes. Because you're trying to keep your balance as much as possible. We don't want anything moving around. Good. Because we want your shoulders and your arms and everything to swing together with your chest, and we just want only that movement. We don't want any hip movement. We don't want any head movement. The more still we can be, the better off we're going to be. And look at that. You made 3 in a row with your head down. So
yeah, they feel more solid
exactly.
Too, coming through.
Exactly.
But I'm lifting my head up.
Yeah, just a little bit. I mean, like I said, it's not drastic, but you kind of hit the putt, and like as you're getting to your backswing, you kind of just like to take a little peek. And I have that problem.
Lift the putter up.
Exactly. I have that problem too. So you obviously you want to see where the putt goes, but you're going to make a lot more putts keeping your head down versus trying to watch where the ball goes. Now, I'm sure you've noticed Jordan Spieth looks at the hole sometimes. That's a totally different, kind of ballpark of a way of putting. And the reason he does that is because almost every other sport, you notice, when you're playing basketball, football, you're actually looking at your target. When you're throwing a football to a receiver, you're looking at the receiver. Golf is probably the only sport where you actually look at the ball the entire time and not your target, which is kind of interesting. I mean, when you're on the driving range and you're hitting shots, you look down at the ball a long time, but you're also trying to focus on your target at the same time. But the idea, obviously, is to keep the eye on the ball. That's a good thing to practice, too, as far as your short putting. You can experiment with that if you want. I have no problem with that. Some people really actually like it and find some good results out of it, because the idea is when you're looking at the hole, and I want you to try it just once, just go ahead and set up like you would normally, and when you get set up, I'd like you to just look at the hole and then try and feel it with your hands. Good. And you actually made a pretty good stroke.
It didn't feel as solid.
It doesn't feel as solid. I mean, it might feel weird to you because obviously you're looking this way and you're trying to make a stroke, and the idea is you're not thinking about what you're doing down here. And that's partially why I believe he does that, is he wants to feel the target and he doesn't want to look down at that putter. And some people, I'll look down at the putter sometimes and I'll see that putter blade like open or close, and I'm going, oh God, and then you try to correct it and you hit a bad putt. Exactly. So I think by looking at the hole, you can kind of get an idea of what your feel is. So if you feel like your feel is getting a little off and you're looking at the putter head too much or something like that, it's just a great little drill to keep your focus on the target and not so much on you and your stroke, and you can kind of get a good feel in your hands of what's going on.
Okay.
So you can try that. You don't have to. It's just a great little experiment to try, a little drill, something like that. But otherwise, I think everything looks good, and I think if you work on keeping your head down, and the best way to do it when you're by yourself is just to literally wait till you think that ball is at the target. Wait 3, 4, even 5 seconds, then you can look up and see your result, because who cares what's going on over there? You're going to make them, miss them, whatever. but you get an idea of, you know, your feel and keeping your head down, and then that putter being very square to the target.
Okay.
So good, very good.
Thanks.
You're welcome. And do you have any other questions on that at all, as far as keeping your head down or any of the drills or
No, I have
anything
a
like
feeling
that?
I do that quite a bit though, because definitely the feel of the putt was different with my head down.
Okay.
So sometimes I'll kind of hit the putt not as solid and then come short or something like that. So I
Okay.
have a feeling I'm probably just lifting up and catching it, you
Yep.
know, low on the putter blade or
Of
something
course.
like that.
Yep. And by doing that, by lifting your head, you're also lifting your left shoulder, probably because of your head. You know, you're coming up this way, so your left shoulder comes up,
Right.
and
I'm
from
probably
that,
hitting
the
it-
putter blade's going to come up with it. So, and
Yeah.
it's the same thing with your full swing. If you come out of the shot a little bit, your shoulder comes up, and then we all get that thin shot that we all love. So that's very good. Good.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. All right, couple more. Probably should hit stop for